Hey, thanks for slithering in. Welcome back to the channel. Today I use James Turner's random trait generator to randomize a few traits to inspire this apartment that we are renovating today. So I got the world famous celebrity aspiration, child of the ocean, skeptical, and snob traits. I thought this was kind of like a fun little combination, and we're definitely going to be leaning into island living a lot for this one, and I'm really excited to get into it with you guys. But first, I'm going to link the random generator down below. It is on James Turner's website. We've done this once before. I'll also have that linked somewhere for you guys to go and check out. So I really enjoyed doing it the first time, and I was really excited to do it again. My process for this one was a little different because I didn't do the full, like, kind of floor plan right off the bat. I just kind of got this entrance and living room section kind of blocked off a little bit here. And then I used the refined living sofa set plus this gorgeous rug that matches the blues in the curtains, which I thought was really fun. And this is pretty much what jumpstarts the whole entire build and the whole vibe of the whole place. So to me, it was really screaming celebrity, which I wanted to definitely make sure came across very well because that is their aspiration. And maybe at this point in The Sims' life and career, they're already probably well known. My thought was that this is maybe just their city apartment, but their real home and maybe their favorite home is in Sulani on the beach, on the waterfront, all that good stuff. So here we definitely lean into a lot of the luxuries, but also lots of nods to island living. I did try to play around with these modular shelving units from one of the recent kits that we recently got. I'm really forgetting the name of it at this point, but I just didn't ultimately like it. I did like the idea of using the blue tone, but we ultimately used the brown tone. Um, Actually, that's a lie because I changed those bookshelves up, but I really like the brown tone here, and maybe it could have worked a little bit, but I think I end up with the refined living bookshelves instead to kind of match with the couches and chairs a little bit. We are in the apartment 1020 Alto Apartments, I believe. If I'm reading it correctly, it's really hard to see from where I'm at right now. The screen is so small, but we are here in San Myshuno, and I think the like cityscape outside and then the island kind of vibes inside is such a fun like contrast. So my question to you guys today is, what other fun contrasts would look good in an apartment? I have done like a western type apartment renovation when Horse Ranch first came out, which I thought was fun. So I've already done that one, and then I'm obviously doing this island one now. But what kind of style can apartments be decorated in San Myshuno that's like not very in line with the cityscape outside? Anyway, though, back to this apartment. Once I had some of this living room kind of planned out, I did have to take a step away from it as I was trying to figure out what exactly I wanted to do in this corner and kind of lay out the rest of the things and of that nature and stuff. Eventually, I opened up some walls and put some half walls down, but right now I'm playing around with like different pianos, different cabinetry, and just trying to figure it out. I think all of it could have worked. I just wasn't like super in love with any of it. I even played with this Casanova kit uh shelving units over here, but whatever. We are going to grab an island living door, however, to put into what I'm going to turn into a bathroom a little later. So that kind of helps bring in some more of the blues and the island living vibes. That is over here in this corner. I like this like little pocket sliding door kind of mechanism. I think that is super cute. And then I was like, what do I do here? So at this point, this is where I decide to put a half wall and put some like cool open shelving over here. We got to move some pictures around a little bit to make it work. But I thought this was actually really fun, which, fun fact, I have mentioned a couple times now that we are currently working on doing some renovations in my IRL living house place of living residence. However you want to say those words, it all works. It all means the same. But I say that because I was inspired to do this little bit because we are opening up our kitchen a little bit and are going to have like this kind of open shelving look from our kitchen into what we are going to turn into like a little breakfast nook. It was like my office. So I'm kind of losing out on that space, but I'm currently in a shared office right now, which is also nice. But, we're working with it. I think it's going to be beneficial because we both have large families. And if we ever wanted to host, we kind of need a little more space for people to sit and lounge around and eat and all that stuff. So this is going to definitely make a big difference in this place. So maybe one day when it's all wrapped up, I'll share some before and after photos. But right now, we're going to kind of lay low. So stay tuned for some of that. Anyway, we are, I think, almost done with the living room. I add some more clutter to it later. There's actually a lot of clutter and details I do off camera. But right now, as you can see, we have a fireplace in here that we couldn't delete. So I've never built on this particular apartment, which I think I said earlier, 1020 Alto apartments, because they're large. It's a big apartment, okay? So when I do apartments, I like to keep them small most of the times. That's pretty general for many of my builds, actually. But this apartment has a lot trait that I didn't know even existed. It has the trait for like cozy fireplace or something. So there's a fireplace, it's a base game fireplace that you cannot get rid of. And it's kind of a bummer. It's kind of like when you have the TLC apartments and there's like the mouse holes and like the circuit breakers that always get messed up and all this stuff. You can't get rid of them. So that is such a long-winded way of telling you guys that I used a tool mod to size it down and put my own fireplace in. That's pretty much all I was saying there. But we have moved on to the kitchen, and I actually really like how this kitchen came out. I adore it. For one, I've always loved the island living counters and cabinets, and then I paired it with this Parenthood fridge. And I just said island living cabinets, but I don't think island living came with cabinets. So instead, the brown tone, the light brown for these base game cabinets actually match very well with island living. So that worked. And we have these big, big windows. We get a couple of curtains up. Those blue curtains come in handy and they're around the whole build. I did play with like this island a little bit. I was like, oh, a rounded island bit might be fun, but ultimately we did not do it, unfortunately. I could have probably made the kitchen a little wider, but at this point in the build, I had this like large glass piece kind of going into the hallway for the rest of the apartment where we're going to have bedrooms and stuff. That doesn't stay, but maybe I could have used another tile to make the island look maybe more fancy. But ultimately, maybe not, because I really like how this came out. I loved using that blue tile. I think that was from Jungle Adventure, and I can't remember where that rug is from, but I don't think it's Jungle Adventure, so it's kind of, oh, it might be Island Living, actually. So it matches very well with the tile I chose. Getting a dining room table, though, was tricky. I go through a few different options before landing on them, and we get it together eventually, but we're gonna like kind of try a few things like this white glass table, different types of chairs, and I probably should cut some of it out actually, and I think I will. Ultimately, I believe we do end up with this. I think that table is from Seasons, and then we get a rug as well. I'm just not remembering which one we actually choose, but I think we stick with this table, and then with the chairs as well. We might even stick with a base game rug. No, actually, I'm sorry. I think we keep this one from the refined living room kit. I think that's the same one. And then we get these base game chairs. They might stay as well. And then we're going to use island living to kind of add some clutter and interest to this space. We get a plant, maybe. I'm sure we get a plant. It's just figuring out which plant we actually do get. And then, yeah, I thought this was really cute. Oh, do I keep this? I don't think I keep this, but that was actually a really cool idea, kind of trying to merge this island living face with some flowers. Yeah, no, we don't keep it. It was clipping too weird for my liking. I'm such a funny builder in that sense because sometimes there are moments where, like, if there's clipping, I'm like, that's fine, it's for the aesthetic, but other times I'm like, no, that looks awful. Like, there's never one like setting for me. It's either one or the other. So that's kind of a little fun tidbit for me. Let me know what you guys are like with clipping. Like, do you mind, or do you like just hate it and can't stand it and think that clipping ruins a build? I'm curious. Over here, I thought it would be fun to get a little bar area because if you're a world famous celebrity, you're going to be like hosting parties, right? So we play around with the layout a little bit here because I wasn't quite sure what to do with it until I was like, wait, I have like that open like wall thing over there in the living room to the entryway. Why don't I do that from the dining into the living room? And it kind of balances out, I think, a little bit. So we stick the bar in there, and then it looks like I'm changing the rug again. I don't know. I guess I couldn't like figure it out or figure out what exactly I wanted. I can't remember where this rug is from. That might actually be one of the base game rugs that we got with the West African update. So I would be curious at this point to see if I actually keep that. Hopefully I do. Hopefully I can make up my mind a little bit. I actually finished this whole apartment in one day, which is very rare for me to finish a build in one sitting. So I was actually really proud about it. I know, pat on the back. But yeah, we are continuing the wallpaper over here. We're getting some like wooden bump outs, which are, I think that wallpaper is from the Book Nook kit, if I'm not mistaken, which I probably should mention, and maybe I should have mentioned much, much earlier because we're already like halfway through the build, but I do not limit any of my pack usage for this one. I'm sorry, but also not sorry, and you guys know the spiel. I love using all of my packs. I do love a limited pack build too, but I really like using all of my packs and having free reign. So over here we get like some extra seating areas. I just thought that might be fun. And then I don't think I keep anything over here. Oh no, I get a stereo. That's what we do because you're having parties here, so you need some music. That's very important. And then we're going to finalize this little section by playing around with the rugs a little more because, we can't make up our minds. I end up getting a rug from, I don't remember which kit, and I'm going to stop trying to remember them. And then we're going to like kind of switch things around a little bit, try and balance out some of the patterns, get some lighting. I think this might be what we actually stick with for real this time. I hope so. Sometimes you have to let things sit and marinate until you're like, you know what, yes, I like this. On the coffee table, we get a plant, we get a couple of magazines, and then on the fireplace, I was trying to figure out what I wanted to put over there. And then I remembered in one of the reward playthrough unlockable event things, I never know what to call those. I really don't know what to call those. I just say a bunch of words and hope that you guys understand what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is we got like these magazine stand thingies. So I was thinking like maybe these are like framed magazine covers that said celebrity has been featured in or something. Like I thought that would be a nice little touch. So I got a couple of those there. We get this like little photo frame collage thing from the Casanova Cave kit, the Man Cave kit, Don Lothario's kit. I thought that was fun because there's some pictures of Sulani there, so another nod to their home island, I guess you want to call it. Over here is our office space, which I turned into kind of like a computer library music room, we get this like DJ table because that is a skill that comes with city living. So I thought maybe the sim in particular got famous from being a DJ. I don't know, island DJ vibes might be fun. So we do that. We have this whole wall ends up being lined with this particular bookshelf from Royalty and Legacy. This is actually my first time using this bookshelf, which is kind of really sad because it is such a gorgeous bookshelf, but it's really big too. So, but we end up putting, I think, two or three of them along this wall, and it ends up looking really nice because we get a bunch of island living clutter up on it too. You can kind of see some of it coming together now. And then we get a little seating area, maybe like a little reading nook over here with a chair from Island Living, the lamp, the floor lamp there. I can't remember which one that is from either. So, yeah. Anyway, this is me moving it over, and it's actually two bookshelves, not three. Apparently, I don't know how to count. Yeah, but we get a lot of greenery in here, and then on the other wall is where we put a desk area, and that's where we have our computer. I get a couple of guitars in here. I actually get the Goofy Goober guitar, which I can't remember. Was that like a base game item when the SpongeBob kit came out, or is it from one of the SpongeBob kits? I'm not quite sure. I don't know. So we are using an island living desk over here paired with I think that chair came with Crystal Creations, if I'm not mistaken. It's either Crystal Creations or Life and Death. It's one of those. And then up on this wall, I wanted a big picture of Under the Sea because obviously we are a child of the ocean over here. I thought about using island living counters apparently to make a fun little desk, but ultimately I just keep this one because it helps with the island vibes. Okay, here's where I'm pulling out the guitars I was talking about. And then I think for this room, this is almost it. We get maybe something else in this corner. I'm just not remembering what exactly I get over here, so we'll have to see. Maybe it'll be a surprise for all of us. Oh, I remember it now. We get like this corner shelf thing. I think this came from Give Famous as well. I thought this fit in very well over here. And then I think we get a couple of more clutter items, a Coach bag on the floor because for some reason we got that Coach update. That was a base game free items, and I think there were some things in Create Sim, but like the build buy items were just like purses that you can use to clutter up your builds. So I don't know if that's been useful to any of you guys. And then we get a rug in here, and for some reason I decided I really like the purple. I said, forget the blue. I like the purple in here, but we do get the same blue curtains over there as well. Here is a bathroom. It is a rather large bathroom, and if you guys aren't new here, I don't typically do large bathrooms like this, but occasionally I like to, and I think it's fun. So we get a big corner tub over here. We're using a lot of items from the sleek bathroom kit to make a stand-up shower over there with the little partitions. It's probably not ideal where the windows are at, but you know what? We put curtains up. It's okay. You're also like, look how high up you are. Do you really think anyone can see you? Do you? I don't know. But just imagine the sunlight you can get in there in that morning and you're just taking a shower and it's just I love bathrooms, guys. It's kind of like, I don't know, not a guilty pleasure, or it's not weird or anything. I just love bathrooms. When I go to travel somewhere, that's usually the one thing I'm like really excited to see and explore first is like if I'm in a hotel or if I'm staying at a family's house or something, I'm like, what's the bathroom like? Because I want a big tub. I want a jacuzzi tub if possible in a hotel. So once I actually went to Vegas for work and there was literally a hot tub in my bedroom. Like I don't think it was on purpose booking that kind of room or anything, but yes, I took advantage of it so hard. It was like I was there for maybe like 3 nights, 2 or 3 nights. I think it was three. And I went to a like it wasn't like Bath and Bodies. Maybe it was Bath and Bodies or something similar. I don't think it was Bath and Body Works. No, I don't know, but a store that sells like soaps and things. And I got a bunch of bath bombs, and every night was just the best night of my life. It was so good. I loved it. I am such a Pisces. Like, I really think if I had a pool, I would be in it every day. Or if I had a hot tub, I'd be in it every day. My dream goal is one day in a house that I'm living in is that I have a jacuzzi bathtub that I can regularly take fancy baths in. Like, that is literally my goal in life. And the second I have that, I will know I made it. I made it in life because this is what I have. Anyway, the rest of this bathroom is coming along very nicely here. Not too many more details are added. I believe we just get some clutter and stuff on the counters. But now we are going to work on the first bedroom, and this is what I'm calling the guest bedroom. We're changing color schemes a little bit, which I tend to do in a lot of my builds where the bathroom and like living and common spaces are like pretty much following one color scheme. And then I get to bedrooms and I try and switch it up a little bit because I think it adds personality. So here we lean into a lot of the yellows and stuff, and I thought this was so cute pairing this high school year's bed. We get some clutter on a shelf up here, and this is where I do add in some blues. I think these shelves might be from the Sleek Bathroom Kit, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, I am mistaken. They might be from Comfy Gamer. So because this is a guest room, we don't add too much clutter, but we get just enough to give it some life. I think we get some planters over here. We get an alarm clock, an open book because maybe whoever is staying with us is reading at night, because who wouldn't in this room? Like, again, the lighting is just chef's kiss, so good. But for our dresser, we get an island living dresser. I don't think I add too many pieces of clutter up there, but we do get a mirror behind it, which I think is fun. A couple of sconces maybe make an appearance here as well, and a wall plant. Fun. And over here, I think, what do we get? We get a bookshelf. We get this one from Moschino Stuff Pack. Is that how you say it? I don't know. To finish off this room, we get a lounge chair and I think a wall shelf, but not too much else happens in here because then we're going to move on to the final bedroom, which is actually the kind of the main bedroom, the cream of the top, if you will, for our Sim who lives here, who is, reminder, a world famous celebrity, child of the ocean, a snob, and skeptical. Actually, let's take a moment and talk about the skeptical trait because that one was hard. I don't know how to decorate for skepticism. And I don't know, you guys can let me know if you have any ideas. And if you think I pulled off the snobbiness, I tried to do that in a lot of the clutter pieces that I chose, as well as like obviously the bar and maybe the kitchen looks kind of, I don't know, imagine they're a foodie or something like that. But in this bedroom, we of course had to use a bed from Island Living. We had to bring back the blue color scheme with the light wood. It really feels like sand plus water, right? At least in my opinion. Anyway, we get this bed tucked away over here. We get, I think, a bookshelf, and we keep this island living dresser as well. It's a pretty big bedroom, to be honest, so it's kind of weird kind of tucking the bed over in this back corner, maybe. But I liked it because when you lay in bed here, you can then see the big window far off away, and now we get like kind of a little cozy living space where your sim can hang out. That's going to be over here. I think I play around with stereos and record players. I'm not quite sure which one I keep. I might actually keep this one. I don't think I've ever used that one in a build before. Here, I was able to get the large island living coffee table. It's very round, but it's very pretty. And then I use Dream Home Decorator modular sofa pieces to kind of wrap around there. We get a TV in here as well as a shelf with some more island living clutter. And that is, I think, almost pretty much it for the build. I had a lot of fun using these random traits to bring this build to life. And speaking of bringing this build to life, we're actually going to hop into live mode in just a little bit and kind of see it in real time with a sim in here and everything. It is super fun. I hope you guys stick around for that. We're adding even more Sulani artwork here too. That's also in the debug menu in case you're ever looking for it. And then here's the TV I was talking about. But yeah, I had fun, and let's go to live mode. All right, hello there. We are in live mode. Eliza Pancakes is with us today because Bob is in another lot and I need him for later, so he's gonna stay there. I'm gonna start by showing you around with some details that I did off camera, and oh my god, I'm just realizing that I deleted walls and didn't put them back when I put this up on the gallery. Hold your horses. Oh, it's gonna glitch so weird. We're gonna skip through this. Okay, I think I got everything now, so we are back. So first off, we enter into it. This little entryway here. I added a little fish tank here. We can actually probably, there, I blanked. We're just gonna fully stock this, okay? Because it just matches the vibe with being child of the ocean and everything. We have a lot of items on display, which I really helped with the snob personality and even maybe some of the celebrity status. Of course, we have a lot of Sulani pictures around the whole entire place as well. This is the living room. This pretty much stayed almost exactly the same except for the clutter I put on this little see-through like shelving unit thingamajig. Here is our first bathroom. Very simple. I think I did this one off camera too, because you know what, they're all pretty much the same. Eliza's just like over there living her own life while we're walking through this build here. I think I'm gonna wait for her to get some sleep because I want to see if this bar works. I think it should. Have you had enough sleep yet? Your needs are going down really quickly, Eliza. Okay, here she is. And yes, this bar is completely functional. I think it looks pretty cool actually from down here. That's really fun. Here's our little dining space. We have some island living decor in the corner here. This is the fireplace. I did size down the one that was there previously because I couldn't delete it because of the lot trait on this apartment, but this should still function. Make sure. Eliza, you can stop making drinks now. Okay, cute. This came out so nice actually, so very cozy. I would like to show off the kitchen now, Eliza. Thank you. Why don't we cook something? Let's do, you know what? Let's do chocolate cake because I kind of want some chocolate cake. That actually sounds pretty good. I really like how this kitchen came out. I think I might have added some of this clutter off camera. I'm really blanking on that right now, so I'm sorry. But we've got a lot of different clutter pieces here. Everything you would probably need. I love this clutter piece here, the cutting board from Garden to Table, I believe. But this kitchen really came out really cute. It's been a while since I've like really fallen in love with a kitchen, and using the island living counters and cabinets in an apartment in San Myshuno is crazy because you just look and it's all city out here, you know? But then inside, we've got some beach vibes going. It's a good thing you are hungry, Eliza, because your cake is almost ready, I believe. Yep, here it is. Yum, yum. Talk about having some chocolate cake at 4:30 in the morning. Whoa, what kind of glitch was that? That was weird. And I haven't even updated my game yet. Anyway, now we have this really long, awkward hallway that isn't very exciting. I just put a bunch of bookshelves and like flowers up on the wall, so, you know, it's just meant to be a hallway. But in this first room here is like our office slash music room. If you're a celebrity, this is probably maybe one of your creative hobbies. So we have that. We even have an award on the desk here, some musical instruments, a little DJ booth here. Let's actually, could this work? Calculator rock? That sounds interesting. I want to make sure it works though with this chair. But along this wall, we have even more bookshelves with more clutter from island living, plus some other things. Yes, okay, I thought so. Okay, how about now? Okay, there we go. I just moved the chair over a little bit, so you can just, I guess, pretend. But I thought this room came out pretty nice. And just look at this view while you're dropping beats, you know? Not too shabby. Next up, we have this bathroom, which, hold on, this is kind of really cool to see from out here, actually. That's kind of fun. But it's a very luxurious bathroom. We use a lot of the sleek bathroom kit in here, especially the shower. So I want to make sure the bath and shower both work, because the shower head technically isn't up on the wall, it's on this partition, so that's probably not very realistic, but it's The Sims, so you know. Well, our bath works, which is good to know, so I'm gonna make her stop and I am going to have her take a thoughtful shower because she's having a day. She's pretty embarrassed. Okay, that works, so I'm pretty happy. I know for a fact this toilet already works. She's already done that. And then we just have these two double sinks over here in case you have multiple Sims living in this apartment. And in this room here, this is what I'm calling the guest bedroom. I thought this was really cute. It gives some like kind of cottagecore feel mixed with the island living, but also kind of glam at the same time, thanks to the High School Years expansion pack. And then on this side of the room, we just have like a book, another bookshelf, and another little shelf here. Yeah, Eliza, you know what? You can like singer-songwriter music. Final bedroom here is our master bedroom. So this is where I really wanted the Child of the Ocean vibes to kind of come through. Maybe the jewelry stuff can be like snobby-ish. I'm not sure how to get the skeptical trait across, but you know, it's okay. Then we also have this little private living room situation going on here, which I think is really nice. I think I would love this, honestly, if I had a room big enough just for, you know, the mornings, maybe reading, curling up with the dog or the cat. I think it would be really, really fun. And it's a shame that it's such a cloudy day, so we don't get to take in like the full view. Whoops. Sorry. It is such a shame that it is so cloudy out today, because the view here would probably look really amazing on a clear sunny day. This build is now up on the gallery for you to grab if you want it. It does have a lot of packs involved, so I am sorry in advance. And again, it can be placed in the 1020 Alto apartments lot. I named it Famous Child of the Ocean. It's up on the gallery as a room, so you can place it right into 1020 Alto apartments. You'll just have to add some walls that I deleted in order to make that work. And again, my gallery ID is Symtherin. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know any other random generator suggestion videos that you want to see in the future, or if you want to see another random traits video, would love to do that as well. I think these are really fun. And of course, a special thanks to my channel members. I will talk to you all in the next one. Bye!